All right, so this is a very short video to show how to use a software called Polymath to solve equations. And then the Polymath actually can solve differential equations and also the nonlinear or linear and nonlinear algebraic equations. And then today I'm just showing the basics to solve nonlinear algebraic equation. So if you can see on my slide, I have two equations with two unknowns. X plus y equals to 10. And at the same time, the quadruple power of x minus the y to the quadruple power equals to 300. This is the same equation in the other video to use Excel to solve these two equations. Excel can also be used to solve many equations together. And then Polymath is another way of doing it. So first of all, if you have not installed the Polymath yet, and then you need to go to UA Tech Wiki, techwiki.engineering.ua.edu, and then you should see this page, and then you click software, and then under the P, you find the Polymath or Polymath plugins, and I suggest you just install the Polymath plugins. All UA computers should be able to install it for free. And then after you install it, you basically have this Polymath software. The version might be different from what I'm using right now, but the interface will be exactly the same. So remember, the two equations that we want to solve is these two equations, x plus y, and then x quadruple minus y quadruple. And then we can rewrite these two equations. The first equation will be this equal to 0. And then this would equal to 0, right? And then under Polymath, it's very easy. You first of all open a new file, and then it will pop up a window, pop up on another screen here on my computer. So if you click again, it pop up on another window. But anyway, so it will pop up this window, and then you click nonlinear equations. If you solve differential, you solve the other differential equations, and you click other functions. But today we will just use nonlinear equations, and then click open. And then here you can just type in your equation. You click the first icon. It says enter a new equation. And then you call the first equation that we have on the PowerPoint. Let's make it smaller so you can see it. So the first equation would be this one. I call it fx, and then x plus y minus 10 equal to 0. And then the x0 is just an initial guess for the software to start with. You can put in any numbers. Let's say you put 5. Done. Or you can put 1, doesn't matter. And then the second equation, you will enter again, and this time you call the y. Basically, x and y are the two unknowns, or the two degrees of freedom. And then here you can say x to the quadruple power minus y to the quadruple power, and then minus 300 equal to 0. And then you can take another guess, y equals to, for example, I just put in number 2 here. And then in theory, you already entered all the equations and all the unknown initial guesses. And there are 2 equations and 2 degrees of freedom. And then if you have extra equation, then you can see this arrow will be grayed out, because now you have 3 degrees of freedom and you only have 2 equations, then it cannot be solved, right? So if you have any typos in your typing, this will not allow you to solve the equations. And then now if we have the correct equations, then the purple arrow will be come up. And then what you do is you just click run. And then this will give you the value of x, and this will give you the value of y. And then this will be the residual of the first equation, supposed to be 0. And this is the residual of the second equation, which is supposed to be 0, and this is close enough to 0 as well. So that's it. And I think if you have one thing is if you have more than 2 equations, let's say you have 100 equations, as long as you have the correct degree of freedom versus the number of equations, you should be able to solve altogether. Yeah, that's all. And then if you have multiple unknowns, you have a larger table. Basically, you have all the values on the second column of the table, and then you can copy to your other softwares to do plotting or things like that. All right.